Hey everyone, Notorious here, and I'm actually getting around to finally releasing a video for all you. So, some changes have happened since my initial release video. I did end up changing the name of the channel to Notorious Autosports. We are making it a little different from the others, as there was already some name conflictions with some other channels there, so trying to make it easier for you guys to find. And I've finally got around to actually editing some up for you guys. So I thought I'd do a video about how I originally came upon the car and give you guys some backstory on it as well. And it was a pretty unexpected thing to happen. We just kind of fell upon it, and I'll let the video do the rest.
So now we're going to our next stop, which gets to throw Jordan for a loop because he actually owns a white DECH Coupe, which is exactly what Jordan wants. So
I was unaware of this until about 30 seconds ago, where he threw me for a huge loop.
yes.
Now I'm very intrigued.
So this guy, I think his handle on Instagram is Bevan Mason. Car looks beautiful in the pictures that I've seen, but he's been busy shaving out his engine bay, doing some other work, and he took off his DECH brakes from the front. I'm not sure why, but he was kind enough to offer them up to me, as he knows I am a DECH fanatic. And so we're going by his place, gonna hook him up with a new windshield banner and a DECH shift knob and see what he's up to with this project. And Jordan will find out how serious he is about restoring his car.
And see if it's an unfinished project, it might end up in my garage instead.
Well, I just got that $1,000 back on the deposit, so we can just kind of like
Redirect.
pass it back around.
Sounds good. Perfect.
We can just tell him, be like, you don't need to do any more grinding or engine bay smoothing. We'll just take the car as is.
Mint.
Just drive away.
So Infamous and I went down to the area to originally look at the green SN95 DECH car, and then continue on to meet Bevan Mace, Mace50 on Instagram. He has, or had, a white Fox Coupe with an original DECH kit on it that was outfitted back in the 90s. Had DECH prototype brakes and a lot of other really cool items. So he had taken some of these parts off, and Infamous wanted to buy them. So we went down there, and along the way he had kind of filled me in a little more about this car, and I was intrigued to try and purchase it. But we got there, he was elbows deep working on it, wouldn't sell it. But while we were there, he let us know that there was another car that would be cool to see. It wasn't for sale at the time, it was actually this shell. But when we got over there, there were some changes that had happened in the previous owner's life. He had lost his storage. He had it in an area for a little while now that was outdoors. He wasn't really keen on keeping it there, so he was actually willing to entertain the idea of selling it.
What's up, everybody? Just at our second stop here over at Mr. Mason's place, looking at Mace50's car. Beautiful white coupe. So when are you gonna have this car done? I'm gonna stick it to you on video.
I said next summer, Chris. Don't, you know.
Don't hold you to it.
Happy wife, happy life.
Yeah, no, absolutely.
I spend too much time on the car.
So we have an 89, bunch of DECH goods, some springs, some brakes that have come off. Let's look at your lovely labor here.
Yeah.
So your wife isn't gonna like all the dust and the filler that you're gonna be sanding off here shortly.
I might ship it off. I'll try it.
Got those Scott rod panels. Oh, looks good.
Okay.
All right, something super interesting is about to happen. So we might be seeing a virgin 1991 Foxbody Coupe shell that has never been fully assembled.
My brother is ex-girlfriend.
Okay. The old farmer just
So here we have a 1991 shell that has never been fully assembled. Has a prop rod.
To do a complete back half, like to narrow the back end, but to run it straight up to the front.
So what do you think of your new purchase? Potentially.
Very empty, but leaves opportunity for whatever I want to do. Blank. This is what you call a complete blank canvas.
It's probably the, and I guarantee it's the only one in existence probably of its kind, right?
Yeah, no doubt.
Doesn't get any more virgin than that.
No, it does not.
Well,
I definitely wasn't expecting to buy a car today.
no.
And it wasn't that one, that's for sure. If anything, I would have put an offer on his or tried to entice him, but it seems like he's very motivated to keep his partially finished car. So I'm gonna start from complete scratch, as bare and as blank slate as it comes.
It's unbelievable the power of networking, and this is one of those stories that's like, oh, I know a guy and he's got this car and you know it's this and that and the next thing, and you know you go and you check it out and you usually end up being disappointed or calling people out for their bullshit in terms of what they told you was supposed to be true, and then it ends up not being so. So in this case, this was an actual shell that was never put together. There is no VIN numbers. Story goes, this car was used for carpet fitting?
Yeah, mock-up in a carpet production factory.
Yeah, so, you know, they just had a shell that they got from the factory back in the day, and that's what they were using for their mock-ups. And then, essentially, that car, or that shell, probably should have got crushed. And instead of getting crushed, well, someone took it, and that's what we found today. So that's super exciting, super rare, but an amazing opportunity for Mr. Notorious here. He wanted a white coupe. You know, he was all down and disappointed that we were going to Mace 5.0s to look at his, and well, now you're going home with one. So.
Yeah. Just cool that you randomly show up somewhere and they say they know somebody that has a car. It's like 10 minutes away. Let's just go take a peek at this random gem just for the sake of seeing it, since we have never seen anything like that, and most of the rest of the world hasn't either. And then the guy's not interested in selling. He's going to hold on to it. It's going to be one of those projects that 10 years down the road he finally gets to build. And go talk to the guy, and he's lost storage. It's now taking up space on a trailer.
Sitting outside.
Yeah. And it's at that point where he's like, well, maybe I won't get to it. I've got a couple other projects. So this one might be worth letting go. And that's just those flukes that end up happening. So
Yeah, the rest will be
very
history.
cool.
I think it's time for a beer.
Oh yeah. Amazing the adventures we can have randomly. Always good times.
Absolutely.
Some of the random unplanned ones end up being some of the most memorable. I know this one will be. Yeah, I think we should definitely celebrate with a nice cold beer.
So there you have it. There's a little bit on how it all began with Project Zero. And I hope you guys enjoyed it. Please subscribe for more videos coming up. That's going to do me a whole lot starting out as a new channel. And ring the bell. I'll let you know next time I get some videos together. And you guys have a great week.